a video.
Oh, okay.
Is it that look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think do you know a song?
I've heard this song.
Shots of Patron.
I have a bad tripod. I need to return.
And it's on, girl. 'Cause it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you. Ooh. So it's just one, girl. No, I won't blame you. It was fun, girl. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you. Is it the look in your say I do? And don't you do? Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you. Flower. I think I wanna marry you. Is it the look in your eyes? I missed it. Or is it the come on, girl. As if a trash got a pocket full of cash. Smile. Smile. If I ever get the nerve to say hello in this cafe, say you will.
We have here. I'll look around. See the hands go up, no big hurry, you've done the great deed. Now by show of hands, how many single people do we have here? Look how unhappy those poor souls are. Now, I'd like everyone to take a look at this couple. This is truly a couple in love. And each of you have your own special connection to these two. That's why you all made the cutoff list for this wedding. I, for one, feel very honored to be officiating this wedding. For you see, I have a special connection to both of these two. You see, I've dated both of them at various times in the past. I miss you, man. Now, whether you are married or single, you are all fortunate enough to attend the wedding of Nick and Wendy and the start of their life today as husband and wife. But that's not the beginning of this love story. That happened back in the summer of 2010. You see, every once in a while, happenstance plays a big part in Cupid's plans for romance. And when our two lovebirds crossed paths for the very first time, Wendy truly fell for Nick. Well, only because he tackled her. You see, Nick and Wendy met for the first time during a pickup football game on the beaches of Santa Monica. And it just so happens that summer of 2010, they both were at the beach hanging out with mutual friends. And when Nick laid eyes on Wendy for the very first time, he was drawn for her smile. But the two of them hadn't met, so how does a young enterprising man go about making a good first impression with a young lady he would like to meet? Well, you tackle her in a touch football game. And it worked. Good thing, because the very next day, Nick texted her and thanked her for putting the beach event on, and also ribbed her about the infamous tackle. A week goes by, and Nick decides to up the ante and text Wendy again. This time he had a plan. He mentions to Wendy in his text that he had an extra ticket for a Dodger game in which she liked to go. And this is where the storylines get crossed. Our Wendy thinks this is a general invitation to join a group event, and it just so happens that the group has an extra ticket. So she says, sure, I'll go. So they plan to meet at the LA Times parking lot prior to the game, and when Wendy gets there, she sees not a group of mutual friends, but our Nick with one other couple. Yep, this was a double date. Yowza. Not knowing this when she said yes, or even remotely thinking she had been asked out, Wendy went along with it, and soon enough, realized that this first date was actually turning out to be a great first date. So much that at the end of the night, as they were walking back to the car, trying to find her lost car, mind you, our Nick took Wendy's hand, and she liked it. And once again, the very next day, the texts were going back and forth, and the two of them planned their second date. This relationship was off and running. Soon they were spending all their free time together. They met each other's friends and family. They started spending holidays together, and they both quickly found out they each had a profound love for all things outside and adventurous. They both loved climbing mountains, and they began to take on some pretty impressive challenges together, like Machu Picchu in Peru, 7,900 feet above sea level. As if that wasn't enough, they doubled that, climbing Mount Whitney at over 14,000 feet. They not only loved being together at great adventurous locales, but also during their day-to-day living. So much that Nick ended up buying a house right across the street from Wendy to be closer to her. Now that's adventurous. Life was grand for these two. They had each other. They had so much in common, and both by now had realized they had each found the one person they wanted to spend the rest of their lives with. They had fallen deeply and hopelessly in love. But this relationship was missing one thing, the next step, getting married. But that needed a proposal, and once again, our Nick had a plan. It was September of 2013, their 4-year anniversary of when Nick asked Wendy to be his girlfriend. And they had planned one of their most challenging adventures yet. They were going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. At over 19,000 feet, it is the highest freestanding mountain in the world. This would be no walk in the park either. This is one of those bucket list challenges that many people have tried and failed. This would be the biggest and most exhaustive challenge for the two of them, and the exact place Nick wanted to ask Wendy to marry him. Now, it's not enough just to plan a trip all the way to Africa, but then to get into shape, make the trip all the way there, you begin to feel the real journey, climbing the 19,000 feet to the top. Only a very small percentage of people in the world have done. And somewhere along the way, Nick planned to ask Wendy to marry him. So the day comes, they trekked all the way to Africa, got climate acclimated, packed their backpacks, with a ring pop secretly hiding in Nick's backpack. Yes, I said ring pop. He wasn't going to take any chances losing the real ring on the mountain. So now they begin to climb, and as most of us know, one of the biggest issues that everybody faces when climbing great altitudes is altitude sickness. Some people can make it and some cannot. And you generally don't know until you experience altitude sickness until you get up on the mountain. I, for one, could not do it. I needed a Sherpa just to walk up here. And our Nick gets hit big time with altitude sickness, so much that he's barely conscious. Now, many people have come to the realization that maybe it would be best to turn around and try for another day. But not our Nick, for he had bigger plans than stepping on terra firma at 19,000 feet. He had a marriage proposal to do. So at some point, with Nick flirting with unconsciousness, both Wendy and Nick realized they would not be reaching the summit together. So Nick had to make an audible call and picked Stella Point for the moment of truth. Now at 18,000 feet, Stella Point is only 1,000 feet from the top, but in the world of climbing, it might as well have been another 10,000 feet for someone with altitude sickness. So there and then, in front of the Stella Point sign, Nick suddenly goes to bended knee. Well, when do you think that Nick is passing out at this point? But when he pulls out the ring pop, she thinks she's going to pass out. And another female hiker says to her, "Hey, is he about to propose to you?" She turns to the other hiker and says, "Yes, unfortunately, he's doing it here." But of course, after he asked her, she did say yes. And to top it off, Nick makes it to the summit after all. And on that day, it became just the two of them. And now today, September 20th, 2014, they become one. Out of the routine of ordinary life, the extraordinary has happened. They found each other, fell in love, and confirming their love with a wedding today. And just think, this ceremony not even been happening today had they not had the proposal up on that mountain. So I think it's only fitting and proper that I introduce the hiker who witnessed this extraordinary proposal. Let's give her it. She's not here, but wouldn't that have been great had she been? Do you, Wendy, take Nick to be your husband, your partner in life, your best friend, and your one true love? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, forsaking all others, and only unto him? Do you both promise to change your Facebook status immediately following this? In sickness and in health, to love and to honor, from this day forward. And with this ring, I promise my love to you, for as long as we both shall live. Oh yeah. Friends and family, can I get an oh yeah, please?
Oh yeah!
Here?
No. No. Surprise. This was Hunter. And me. We got one.
over there. Okay, but Wendy, you know, Nick opens the door for you 80% of the time. Tom opens 20% now. But it's okay. We have 2 kids. We're happy. Anyways, I want to let you know that because he's a great brother to me, I know he'll be an amazing brother for your husband too. But you know, and I was making a speech for my sisters right into it years ago, so half the audience here can see you talk. So I was going to do something a little bit different. You're on the and so hit it, DJ.
Classic.
So I rewrote the song just for you guys. This is a time for Nick and Wendy trying to do what's not too crazy. But if you because I'm overzealous, please don't be just too jealous. So come on off, bust the move! Bust the move!
They're gonna break this thing. Jump, jump, jump! Jump! I mean,
Why should you do it before you go in the car? Like, just kind of like see if there's something in your teeth or like something like that.
I mean,
Shouldn't
usually
be doing makeup
it's
in your
supposed to be
car.
convenient because like this thing's like totally right there, and when I open it, it's like I have to go. It'd make more sense if it was over here. I feel like than right here.
Hold on, time out. I'm gonna pass.
Baseball.
Really tired.
I'm just watching Shaytard.
Winston. Looking so fashionable in your minty cardigan. Okay, I have your snacks. Hold on. He's jealous. Oh, he wants the balloons. Oh, and then we have the
I'm hiding it.
so hot. Look at you.
Surprise!